my people, how you doing? I hope you're having a damn good day. Firstly, off the bat, I would just like to say thank you so much. We've recently just hit 100,000 views on the channel. I'm absolutely ecstatic about it, and I hope we can hit 100,000 more by the end of the year, who knows. But thank you so much, mad love, mad appreciation, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So people, this is where Tottenham sits in the table, 5th after 19 games, having played the likes of Arsenal, losing, getting battered, absolutely destroyed. I thought it would be a great video idea to see how I could potentially fix Tottenham. And so basically I simulated 19 games into this Premier League season. Of course, not all the games were in order and so on. And I tried to give them the exact same record, which I did, of course, 33 points, 10 wins, 3 draws, and 6 L's. So yeah. And just Tottenham itself this season, they started off very well. I mean, it was their best ever start. And I just thought that, you know, maybe they could do something. And then all of a sudden, they kind of fell off. And Antonio Conte, he's been moody, he's been all over the place. Tottenham's attack from last year has seemed to have disappeared. And life just isn't going that well for Tottenham. And so many people have come out saying, you know, Conte needs to walk, or Conte needs to get fired, or all these things. And I am inclined to agree with those people that either Conte should get fired or he should walk, because to be honest, Tottenham and Conte, they don't match whatsoever. They do not match at all. And they buy young players like Jed Spence, who Conte doesn't even play. They buy project players to develop and then grow into the Harry Kanes and the Sons, whereas Conte buys already made players such as the likes of Perisic and Højbjerg and so on. So it does make a big world of a difference when your manager isn't wanting to use those players that you bought. So I do think that there is a need of change from the head coach down, and hopefully we can see that going forward, because obviously Tottenham get battered everywhere they go at the moment, and it's not great. But going through the squad, there's a very good squad here. Of course, I didn't buy any players before the January window. Of course, we have one more game to go before the window opens, and we have Brentford in our first game. But this is a very good squad, and to go along with this very good squad, I think it needs a Harry Kane to be firing, and it needs a strong manager such as Mauricio Pochettino. So we've gone ahead, we've created him in the game, we've hired him for Tottenham, and hopefully, just hopefully, he can restore some form of pride to this North London club that's been battered by its fierce rivals, Arsenal. It's been battered by United, it's been battered everywhere they go, and yeah, Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Up until now, because Pochettino is back, he's back to lay down the law. We've gone with his favoured 4-2-3-1 formation. He has played multiple formations throughout his time at Tottenham, of course in his career, I mean at PSG and so on. But I thought the 4-2-3-1 suits the players that we have currently. Of course, we will be bringing in a few players, specifically 4. And we will potentially be changing formations from time to time, maybe going with a diamond in the midfield. I know before he got fired, or sacked, we'll say sacked, it's a better word, from Spurs, he was very obsessed with the diamond midfield. So we might see some of that, we might not, but for now it's going to remain the 4-2-3 formation, not 3-3. And first game against Brentford, I thought we were quite good. These first 35 minutes or so, we were on top, but you did see the ruins that Antonio Conte has put on this team, because their attacking outlets and confidence going forward was very much in tatters. Like we were creating chances, great chances, but the lack of confidence every time the ball just didn't find the back of the net. And one of the biggest positives for Antonio Conte's system was the wing backs, right? And we will be bringing in a right wing back at least. I do like Sessegnon. Maybe we bring back Udogie, who knows. Ben Davies, he's quite a solid, decent player at this moment in time. But I do want to try and keep it somewhat realistic. I don't expect to go sign 10 different players like Chelsea have in the January window. I want to try and bring in 3 or 4 players, just try and stabilize the squad, bring in players that can help Pochettino with his formation and help this team get the success that it needs and it requires in order to be considered a top 6 team. Because at the moment they're playing like a relegation fodder, and even though they're still in the top 6, these last few games they have looked dreadful. Like the football has looked terrible. So It's my job to prove to everybody that Tottenham can actually play some good football. And Harry Kane with a big time goal there to kick off the second phase of Pochettino's era at Tottenham Hotspur. Very happy with that. 1-1 on the day. And I'm going to be showing you guys more or less some of the substitutions I make, the tactics that I do implement throughout the game. It just adds a better element to it. I think you guys feel more involved that way, which is good. So, yeah, if you can let me know down below if this is something that you like. If not, I can, for the next video, part 2 of course, because this is going to be a very long video to make it a once-off video, so it's going to be a 2-part video. Let me know down below and we can go from there. So yeah, the subs coming on, Richarlison, he's going to be my super sub this year. He's going to be able to replace the likes of Kane or one of my wingers, and of course Perisic. I'm not going to use him as a wing back, I'm going to use him as a winger, because that is the best role for him. That was where he helped Bayern win the Champions League. That's where he helps Croatia. They got in second place in the 2018 World Cup with him playing as the left wing, and third place in the last World Cup. So yeah, Perisic, not very good defensively, but great offensively. So that is one area that I think I've immediately improved with this team. Of course, we will be changing a few formations, a few positions going forward. The 2 DMs in the midfield, we're going to have a few more of those at least. And yeah, so off the bat, January window opens up. We've got a very big game against, I think it's Crystal Palace. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Crystal Palace. But yes, so we have very big negotiations here, transfer talks of course, and a big element of this team that's let them down recently. In the recent games is the likes of Hugo Lloris. So Hugo Lloris, your time as the #1 goalkeeper is somewhat done, and we're going for Leeds United's Meslier. And then a huge thing that I've noticed with Spurs is, and a lot of people have actually said this, they're the only top 6 team that doesn't play with the number 10. Think about it. Arsenal have Odegaard. City, even though they play a different formation, De Bruyne is their number 10. United have Bruno Fernandes. Chelsea have every number 10 under the sun. And so I thought signing a great number 10 like a Dominic Szoboszlai, of course it fits the Tottenham profile. I mean, he is a very good player in my opinion, but he's not as well known as what some people might think. So he suits the Tottenham profile, can come in, do a job for us, play just behind Harry Kane, maybe allowing for Kane to drop deeper and him to make forward runs past Kane, because I know Kane does enjoy that and I don't want to take that away from him essentially. But I'm very excited to see how Dominic Szoboszlai can fit in with this team, along with Meslier. I think his name is pronounced Meslier, but let me know down below. And let me know what you guys think of the signings. Of course, we are going to make at least 2 more signings, but for the meantime, off the bat, very happy with the business that we're doing right here. 18 million for Meslier, and then I think it was like 30 or 40 million for Dominic Szoboszlai. And of course, Szoboszlai is a excellent, absolutely fantastic set-piece specialist, and that is something Tottenham have lacked these last few years. I mean, Son takes the corners, and in my opinion, he's not the best at it. And then as for free kicks, well, who knows who takes the free kicks for Spurs. So we've now got a set-piece taker, and we've got a #1 goalkeeper that's pretty decent with using his feet and kicking out from the back and stuff, because that's a huge issue, in my opinion, with Hugo Lloris and how he plays, because the momentum is literally destroyed every time he kicks the ball and kicks out of play or something. So very happy with the signings, very happy they're coming in for their medicals, they're coming in to show what they're made of, and who knows, I think we might have to just chuck them in the deep end off the bat first game against Crystal Palace, because like I said, we do need them. We've come in, Pochettino, he's there, he's ready, but he needs the players in order for his system to be a success. Lucas Moura, of course, we played him as the cam in that last one, and he didn't do a bad job, but at the same time we had to include him in the deal for Dominic Szoboszlai to not overpay for him. I think 50 million, it was actually 50 million, not 40, but 50 million for him is not a bad deal whatsoever. And of course Lucas Moura, who in real life is also leaving, so I was like, okay, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, fantastic business. And as you can see there, Szoboszlai in the lineup, and then Hugo Lloris will drop to the bench. And people are like, oh, well, he's 85 overall, you can't do this and the other. Well, yes, I go on how players play, not how their overalls are. And just speaking about how players play, well, Højbjerg is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, people have been giving him a lot of flack these last few games because like everybody says he runs everywhere. That's all he does. But man's got a right foot on him that can lash a goal or the ball into the back of the net, and fantastic scenes as I think it was Eze trying to slide in and he absolutely blazed that ball past Sam Johnston for a 1-0 lead on the day. Very happy with how things were going. The cohesiveness up front was a bit, you could tell Harry Kane and Szoboszlai were trying to sort their partnership out, and Melier with just a horrible kick out from the back. After I've just said we're bringing him in for his kicking abilities, and he went and did that. So not the best, and I do look like I have egg on my face right now with this goalkeeper, but nonetheless we will get what we want eventually. The team will come right, and the second half was slightly better, but we have been struggling to create those clear-cut opportunities, and I do have a feeling it will come back to haunt us later on in the season, so I might have to make a few tactical tweaks in the lineup and the instructions for the players. But yeah, again, looking like I have egg on my face because I do think Lloris saves that near post goal, and to be honest, it probably should have been saved. But you know what, Melier is a young goalkeeper. I think he's 22 years of age. He's 6'7". He does have a good kicking ability, and he will come right. I will stick by this man throughout this season, because obviously this will only be a one-season thing, because it's just fixing Tottenham for the season. We're going to try and see how high we can finish. Of course, we're currently in 6th place, quite a ways off of the top 4. So yeah, but we did make a few changes there. Harry Kane, after those changes were made, he was able to drop deep and create space for the likes of Szoboszlai to create opportunities, and to be honest, I probably should have scored that back post goal. I really should have. And as you can see there, we had 118 passes in the game. One of the things that I loved about playing with this team and this formation and the players that I did end up bringing in, the control we had in games was, I think there was maybe 5 games, a handful of games where I had less possession than the opposition. And on debut, on cue, Dominic Szoboszlai pops up with the goal, Harry Kane sides it over, and I was kind of worried. I'm like, I don't really want to be dropping points in just my second game of the career mode episode. And I was like, nah, something's got to change here. So luckily, we came out with the win, all 3 points. Those points are quite important. Jed Spence, he's going to get a start here. Of course, we're already different from the likes of Conte. We've given Jed Spence a start. And we are rotating here for a League Cup game against, I think it might be Everton. So yeah, very happy with that. Tanganga, he is a right wing back, but we are going to make him a centre back. I think his physical attributes, his speed and everything, it's there for him to be a centre back. And I think under Poch he was a centre back. And as you can see there, great kick out from the back from Melier, finds Harry Kane. Harry Kane slides it over to Szoboszlai, who can make an attacking run. That's more or less what I want. And maybe it was just nerves from Melier in that first game where his kicking wasn't the best. But his kicking wasn't the best for Richarlison. I don't know how he missed an absolute sitter there, but it is what it is. And Melier is saving, by the way. You'll see he makes some big saves for us throughout this first half, or for part 1 of the fixing Tottenham career mode. He makes some big saves for us. Of course, can't save everything. He's not Superman. And Patrick Bamford comes up with a big time goal there for Everton. And of course, they're a club currently in turmoil. Just going on a tangent here. Everton the other day, their executives not allowed to come to the game for safety reasons. One of their board members, it was a woman. She was put in a headlock by an Everton fan. Everton are just a club in so much turmoil at the moment, and they've spent like over 500 billion, and you look at that team, and that team doesn't look like it has had 500 billion investment in it. So I don't know where Everton go from here. Maybe they get relegated. I know they're one of the only teams left in the Premier League that have never been relegated. But man, oh man, they do not look good right now. They do not look like they're in a good spot. I would highly recommend firing Frank Lampard and hiring your boy Brom Squad to try and get you out of this sticky situation. Of course, we did do the fixing Everton career mode last season, and we were quite good with it. So yeah. Anyways, check that out if you haven't. But yeah, 2-2 in this game. I decided to make a few changes. Davies going to that left wing back position. He might have to play there a lot more because I am looking to bring in a right back. I have a few ideas, of course. Tottenham in real life are linked with Pedro Porro, a former City player as well, who is currently playing at Sporting. I'm not really going to go for him because I don't really think he fits how Pochettino would play. Or he could fit exactly how Pochettino plays. Who am I to say yeah or nay? But I have another right back / right wing back in mind that I think will fit perfectly. And 79 minutes gone by, Onana with a big time goal to make it 3-3 on the day. We're bringing on Devine for Sabazla. Of course, we can't run our new signing into the ground. But yeah, it would end up in a 3-3 draw, going back to the Tottenham Hotspurs Stadium or White Hart Lane. And right here, I thought I'd just add this in because this is some great news for Tottenham fans. If you're a Tottenham fan, you have to like this video. I am selling Emerson Royale for an amazing fee. I've asked for, I think, like 27 million. And Napoli, hopefully they can come back to me and we can get things done. But more negotiations are happening now. I feel like the Szoboszlai and Melier signings, they've settled in after 2 games. So we bring in 2 more players now. And as you can see there, Julian Lopetegui and Emre, they're both in, and Matty Cash is the guy I'm going to go for at that right back position. I think he's very complimentary to Jed Spence because he's not overly way over rated compared to what Jed Spence is, so we can alternate between the 2 of them. And then also I really do like Max Kilman from Wolverhampton Wanderers. So we are lacking a left-footed centre-back at the moment. Of course, Lenglet from Barcelona on loan is left-footed, so he will remain the starter. But of course, Pochettino and Spurs, they're always looking for the future, and Max Kilman, 25-year-old centre-back, has a lot of development to go before you can call him a great centre-back. But I think coming off the bench, quite a few games here and there, he would be an important player for us, of course. I think that's great. The development is there. Of course, Matty Cash as well, 25, the Polish international, even though he was English like 3 or 4 months ago. Point being, played the World Cup for Poland. He did really well, and I think he can do a great job here for Tottenham Hotspur in replacing the likes of Emerson Royale, in replacing the likes of Jaffa Tanganga and so on. I think he can be a great player for us, complementing our right-hand side. Kulusevski, of course. I think that partnership could be quite a lethal one, or even Richarlison, or even Perisic if you're playing on the right-hand side for a game or 2. So, of course, there's a wage structure at Tottenham, so I'm trying to, stay along those lines of not overpaying, not overhyping players, and so on. But yeah, very happy with the signings, and those will probably be our only signings for this career mode. Of course, it is only going to have 2 parts to it. This part has the transfer window within it, which is great. And yeah, I think the board, they've shown ample quality in backing Pochettino. They promised him in the interview, they were like, listen, Conte, we didn't want to back him because he didn't want to commit to long term to the club. We're here to back you. You've committed. You signed a 4-year contract with an option for a 5th year, and we're going to show you that we have the money. You helped us build this brand new stadium, brand new training facilities. We have the money now, and we're going to show you that if you deliver on the pitch for us, we're going to deliver off the field for you. Very happy with that. Of course, we're going to change Matty Cash to a right wing back. Of course, he's going to complement the left wing back, Ryan Sessegnon, who I absolutely love, and he got absolutely rinsed, destroyed actually in the North London derby against Arsenal. Saka destroyed him left, right and centre. But we are making a few changes here. Different team to the one that first went out at Goodison Park, that ended up drawing 3-3. And I think it's really good to rotate. It keeps a lot of players happy. Brian Hill, he's going to maybe get a few minutes here or there. But yeah, Jaffa Tanganga in that last game, he was not good. I think it was for the first goal, could have been the second goal, gave the ball away, and Bamford was able to equalise. So Lloris starts in this one, first start since Melier's come in. Or no, did he start in the last one? I don't know if he started in the last. I think he did. But off in this one, 20 minutes gone by, big chance for Onana, falls to him. Lloris is there. Of course, I do understand that, Tottenham fans, they're very anti-Lloris at the moment, but he is a quality goalkeeper in terms of saves, even though the other game he scored an own goal because Saka shot it straight at him. Point being, he is a quality goalkeeper, and I think he just needs some time on the sidelines, and that's what Melia is here to do. But off the bat, 43 minutes gone by, Kulusevski, left foot, bang, bang, bang. Jordan Pickford unable to get there. Very happy with that. Kulusevski, I don't know, maybe it was just this season or so, but I didn't really enjoy using him as much as what I would have thought. Of course, I've never really played with Tottenham before. So Son and Kulusevski, they kind of let me down. But you know who didn't though? Harry Kane. Harry Kane always scores mad goals. For the instructions I have for him, I do have him as drop deep. So he can spray passes left, right, and centre, and so on. So there is an element of frustration. You'll see it later on, and as the season progresses, because I need more from Kane, and then I just can't get enough from him. But nonetheless, in this game, we're leading 2-0. Make the changes. Devine, he's going out to the left wing position. I didn't really want to risk the likes of Son and Kulusevski and so on. So making multiple changes here, getting the big names out, because I think this game is somewhat done as things stand. Yeah, absolute scenes here. 49 minutes gone by, making multiple changes. And yeah, Richarlison, he's got in the habit of coming on the field and just banging goals for me. And of course, it is against Everton. So yeah, former club. I don't know how to do the whole "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to score against you" celebration, but regardless, Richarlison slides it home for Bissouma. I nearly forgot the man's name, but Bissouma, he had a very good game in this one. He came on the field and he was like, "I'm a man possessed, I'm a man wanting to do a job properly, and I'm a man that's going to have a job and I'm going to do it." So 2 goals for Bissouma on the day. Very happy. 82 minutes gone by. 5-0. Wow, that's rough. Jordan Pickford. He's gone through every stage of grief, every stage of everything. So yeah, very happy with the result. We move on to the next round. Maybe Tottenham can aim for it, but of course, right now this season is not about the FA Cup. It's more or less about trying to stabilise in the league, stabilise in managerial appointments and so on. We did get an offer for Davies. I then was keen to sell him, and I was like, actually, you know what? I'm trying to keep this realistic, so no. And I decided against it. But there will be a few other exits that happen, and none other than this one right here. Tottenham fans, I can hear you guys clapping away. Emerson Royal, he's heading out the door. It's a slow walk of shame here, as he has not had a very good Tottenham career. He just looked so many times like he just didn't care. And as a fan, you never want to see that from your players. So he's out the door for a massive fee. I think it was 26 million to Napoli. He can go to Napoli for all I care. And yeah, Emerson Morel, he's gone, and they gave us an A because even they know, like, 26 million is 26 million too much. We've absolutely rinsed Napoli for money that they probably should have spent in other areas. But regardless of the fact, we've got good depth in all areas right now. Right back being a very positive one for us. And an offer came in for Lloris, and I decided to decline it. If anything, if this was going to be a very long career mode, I probably would have kept him this season and then sold him in the summer. But yeah, of course, it's only going to be this season that we play. And again, we're facing Everton. We face them 3 times in a week. That is, wow. That is mad. That is absolutely insane. So they're sick and tired of us, and you could see it with the tackles. Like, wow, what are you doing, Decore? Just going in on Kane. If you injure my captain, I'm going to have to get physical with you and just break your damn legs. You know, Mafia style. But yeah, Everton, you could see that they were just sick and tired of us. They just hated us. All ends up, and Son, great touch off the chest, and then bang. Again, they're tired of us. You can physically see how annoyed they are with Tottenham, and just looking at the ball in the back of their net every time. So yeah, but this was a very bad challenge, if you ask me. Yeah, Kulusevski. If these players are not lucky, if these Everton players are not lucky, I don't know what it is, but yeah, straight red card. Demarai Gray, he went in full-blooded challenge, raking the back, studs up, everything you can think of. Demarai Gray went with studs up, taking my man. I could have killed him. And Frank Lampard, he looks so disappointed. I mean, what are you teaching your players here, bro? What are you actually teaching your players? Point being, yeah, 2-0 up, cruising at this point, and with a red card, you think, okay, well, this is kind of a whitewash, but it was the red card that, I don't know, it gave so much more confidence to Everton, and they scored a goal against the run of play. Onana getting forward yet again and scoring his 2nd goal in the span of a week against us, but yeah, the damage had been done. The defense was being pulled apart left, right, and centre. Second half, we were absolutely leaps and bounds ahead of everything Everton could possibly put out against us. And I decided to make a few changes to the team. Because we don't actually have a number 10 on the bench, I might be inclined sometime throughout this save to play Harry Kane as number 10. Actually, I heard the other day, I can't remember who said it, but somebody said, play Harry Kane as number 10 and play Richarlison in front, and obviously play Kulusevski or Perisic or Son as your wingers. And I was like, that is not a bad shout, you know. But threw one up, making wholesale changes, all 5 subs coming on now, Hoiberg and the boys going off. Yeah, and like I say, Richarlison comes off the bench, and he's a goal magnet for us. Like, just runs into the perfect spaces, and creates perfect opportunities for himself. And yeah, he was a man on a mission against his former team, doing the chicken dance, of course. I hate that chicken dance, I'm not gonna lie. But we get a very big 3 points, and we'll tack it onto the Premier League table. So yeah. Off came in for Sessegnon. No, that's not going to happen. He is one of my favourite players at Tottenham. I don't know why. I just enjoy him. I mean, when he was at Fulham, he was amazing. So yeah, he's not leaving. He's a foundational building block for this team. And I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure the season that Pochettino got fired was the season that Spurs signed Sessegnon. Or could have been the season before that. He's been at Spurs for a little while now. Hasn't really had the best opportunities, but he'll get them under Pochettino at least. And yeah, we have a very big game here up against the likes of Manchester City, Erling Haaland and the boys, and Media coming flying out of his block early on, 3 minutes gone. While Haaland, people say, can I just address this? People say Haaland makes Manchester City worse. Very much doubt it. This is the exact same conversation that people were having with Ronaldo last season, where Ronaldo scored 80 goals in a terrible Man United side, and it's, Ronaldo's making United worse. No, it's not. Haaland's not making Man City worse. They were playing worse with him in the team, but that's because they need to figure out how to play with him and incorporate everybody else. And it takes time for that to happen. City, these last few years, have been absolutely dominant and rampant and everything, but it just proves that they are human beings, and they do make mistakes, and they do need time to adapt. It's not an iOS update that just needs to happen, you know. So anyway, but against against City, sorry. I'm not used to being Tottenham. Against the run of play as well, Man City, they were peppering our goal, left, right and centre. Of course, Erling Haaland was the focal point of their attack. And we ended up scoring, and then literally off kickoff, Haaland made a big time run, and we banged on the top of the net. So yeah, it is what it is. But I was very happy with the way that this man was playing. He has been a great signing for us, and I honestly feel like it is something that Spurs need to really address, because of course Conte's system doesn't really have number 10. They play a 2 in the midfield, and it doesn't work out. They need to get a number 10. They need a number 10 ASAP. And Clement Longley gives away a stupid penalty, but Melia is there, saves Erling Haaland's penalty. Pepe is going through the most now. He's like, you've had chances and you don't even score them. What the hell's happening? And as a result of the penalty save, we give away a corner, and yeah, Laporte is there to bash it home for a 2-2 draw at half-time, and we created some chances. We came out firing in the second half, and we were very much like City were in the first 20 minutes or so of the first half. I was very impressed with the boys, making some changes though. Richarlison and Kulusevski coming on. Bissouma, who has been very impressive. He's on the field now. And probably should have scored this opportunity. I can't believe Edison got a glove to it. And these last 3 or 4 minutes, we absolutely peppered them. Pepper FC was out in full force. And yeah, it is what it is. Like, those saves, Edison saving the flipping ball. But somehow, right, in real life, of course, Tottenham always have a very good game. Or they just seem to beat Manchester City. And I don't know why. It's like it's Man City's bogey team, and of course they do play relatively soon in real life. I think it's on Thursday that they play, so we'll have to see how that goes. But as things stand right now, we're going to be dropping points for the first time this season under Pochettino, of course. And it's not the worst. I mean, I could think of a lot more worse results to have than a 2-2 draw away at Manchester City. I mean, Man United. I'm a Man United fan. We got slapped up 6-3 at Man City, so and they was trying to play expansive football and so on. So yeah, it is what it is. But Pep and I shake hands, or Pep and Pochettino shake hands. We move on to the good stuff. So yeah, but very, very, very impressed with Dominic Szoboszlai. He has been a revelation in the midfield for us. So just saying, putting it out there, he's quite a good guy. And then making quite a few changes here for the next game in the Carabao Cup after beating Everton in over 2 games. We ended up getting Southampton a somewhat easy draw, some might say, and we ended up losing 2-0. So yeah. Anyway, we ended up selling Eric Dyer to Leicester City. I thought it was a good deal for all parties. They're looking for a centre back. We're looking to get rid of whatever Eric Dyer is or thinks he is. And yeah. Anyway, we ended up dropping points to Nottingham Forest with some sim games. We will be simming games in this career mode, so stay tuned for that one. And yeah, you know, it is what it is. It'll also help this progress a lot faster. You know, can't play every single game because that would have to be like a 10 episode type thing. And literally was planning on doing a 1 video Tottenham rebuild or fixing Tottenham, and it's now turned out to be a 2 video. So yeah. Anyway guys, I hope you're enjoying this video. Smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. We've recently hit 100,000 views for the channel. That's flipping insane. I'm so proud of me, and I'm so excited for this channel and the growth that we can have, and just proud of this channel as a whole. As a community, we've grown leaps and bounds over the last year, and hopefully for the next few years we continue to grow. But yeah, back to West Ham United. And Jared Bowen with a big time goal there to give them a 1-0 lead. And to be honest, we created a lot of opportunities here. I was so impressed with the boys. We went to goal down and we just carried on creating chances. But either the goalkeeper was on it or the defenders were clearing the ball off the line, because that should have been him and Son goal, but it wasn't to be. And yeah, it was cleared off the line. And then Melia keeping us back in this game at half time, going down 1-0. That's not too bad. It could have been worse if the striker tucks away that opportunity. We're down 2-0. And it's a lot harder to climb out of that hole. But there's the man there of the half, Jared Bowen, very exciting player. I don't know, because I was kind of looking to sign another left-footed player for the right-hand side, and Jared Bowen is on the list, but I don't know if it's a realistic move. And as you can see here, we've gone with Kane at the 10 and Richarlison on the field. Dominic Szoboszlai, he's looking somewhat tight, don't want to run him into the ground, as I keep saying. And yeah, so now we're bringing on Kilman and Spence in the back, along with Kane in attack. And yeah, it took a Harry Kane who won the goal in the 69th minute, nice, to get us a goal in this game. And yeah, we continue to cut away at everything, and it was a Ryan Tessignon cut back and a Richarlison banger and a half doing the chicken dance late on in this game, securing us another 3 points. And it was a big 3 points because I did not want to drop points multiple times in a row. So yeah, anyway guys, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like button down below. Please smash the like button down below, and I hope you guys have a damn great day. Comment who you think we should have brought in and who you think we should have, and who you think improves Tottenham. That's ultimately what I want. So yeah, you guys enjoy your damn day, and part 2 will be out sometime next week. So 100,000 and 100,000 more to go.